I think it's time to take this car to the Nationals. Hey guys, and welcome back. In today's video, we will get to find out if the rear sway bar I put on makes any difference. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it in the description below. But we're going to a 2-day autocross. Now, I mentioned that, autocross is different every single time. It's never the same course. So how am I going to compare it? I will just compare it against times with similar cars, similar drivers that I've ran against before that are very consistent, and see if there's any improvement. Just from an initial test drive, the car felt a lot sharper in the front end, which is exactly what I needed, because the last time I ran this thing, I was getting really frustrated with the lack of front end. With it being a 2-day event, this poor car is going to get beat on pretty bad, but hopefully we could do something. Again, we're running pro class, and this car's not necessarily competitive in that, but it's all in good fun. Should be good fun. I like coming out here. I like racetracks. Stay tuned. Alright, let's fast forward here. I had some video get corrupted, so it's a perfect time to move on to the next part of it. So here we are, we're getting ready to run. We were the last run group of the day, so I already knew the times I needed to aim at. And on this first run, I gave a novice a run, and obviously, as usual on my first runs, I go 60 to 70% before I fully send it. For first run.
Yeah?
I don't think I DNF'd or anything. I think that was clean.
No, I think it's clean.
Alright, run one was okay. It would put me in like second place in D class if I wasn't running pro, so it's a pretty good time, but there's definitely places I could improve quite a lot. Obviously, just getting the tires in the car up to temp. Definitely could get a 73. I could definitely a lot more grip in the car now on the second run, like significantly more grip. So I could push it a lot harder. I could throw it around a lot more. I'd say the rear sway bar is an improvement. Oh, we could get this bitch in the 72s. Good girl. All right, last run. I know where I can improve, so let's just do that. Yeah, 72747. Good girl. There's probably some more time left in there, but another 3/10 or so off. Good car. Hell yeah. They definitely cleaned up street class when it comes to VWs or anything along the competition. Well, that's day one. I'd say the sway bar, huge improvement. What a world of difference. Obviously this is a much more grippy surface because this is an actual racetrack, but not bad at all. This car earned itself a break for the night because tomorrow we do it all over again. So here we are, day two. I think day one was a success, not without a little bit of drama. I'm probably not going to get into it, but there's just some strange people out there forget that autocross isn't life. But anyway, day two, we'll see how the course is. We'll see if we could repeat successes from yesterday. Definitely a lot quicker of a car than it was before the rear sway bar. I'll have to compare the times to my previous ones, but I would have cleaned up D Street if I didn't run pro. If I just ran regular D Street, I would have cleaned it up with time to spare, and I didn't really have to work all that hard for it. So let's see if we could do better today. All right, I'm sitting in some AC for a few minutes before we start running. We're the third run group. I worked first, and I worked course for the first time in a long time, and it was actually kind of fun. I got to socialize with some new people I haven't met before, so it wasn't bad, minus the fact that we almost got taken out by a Miata that lost control. So that wasn't ideal. It's been a while since I ran. I don't really remember the course that much anymore, or at least all the pointers I made while walking it where I could make up time. We're only getting 4 runs, so we'll see what we can do. First, I gotta remember the course. So, wish me luck, I guess. I will be the first one to admit that this first run was probably one of my sloppiest ones of the season. And I'm sorry to the novice that rode with me. I probably didn't give him a very good reference point. I completely misjudged how much speed I could carry through. So I'm sitting there shifting mid-corner, which is something I never do, and I don't carry nearly enough speed throughout the whole course. Now, mind you, between this run and my fastest run was a 4.3 second difference. That's how bad this run was compared to my fastest run when I actually figured it out. So enjoy my slop run, everything in between, and then my fastest run of the weekend. Terrible. There's definitely a lot more grip out there than I thought, so I could definitely push a lot harder. I was hoping to be closer to 70 flat, not 73.6 or whatever that was. But first run. Alright, run 2. We gotta scrub off a lot of time, which we can. I don't imagine I can't. Felt really unnatural shifting through middle of a corner. So I'm going to try to short shift it early into the long sweeper. See how that yields results. That's a 1 second improvement. We could definitely cut off more time. Definitely a much better choice. 71.2. I don't know if I'll get into the 60s, but I will try. That's going to be a rerun. Yes. All right, I think it's time to take this car to the Nationals. Good car. You dirty bitch, you. What a weekend. This car is a little weapon. I mean, I'm really happy. I could totally tell you that the rear sway bar has completely transformed this car. I was expecting results, but this was on another level. This car, and really quick. So I opt out to run in Pro Class for season points. A D-Street stock Golf R is not a contender for winning Pro Class by SCCA rules by any means. So why am I excited by somebody that didn't place very well in the class they ran? Well, this car here is a D-Street car. With that being said, if I ran this car in its normal class D-Street, I would have cleaned up both days by a margin. To give you an idea, both days we had over 140 cars. I placed in the top 25 of the whole event both times. And we're talking about SCCA stuff. This is not like some small club of people. These are all very serious drivers for the most part when it comes to autocross. And this car placed really well for what it is. It did exactly what I asked of it, and it was just a joy to drive. I know that there's an event in October, I think, that's a state championship, and I will very likely run this car at that. Now, the whole point of this was I wanted to know how much better it did. So the guy that won D-Street and the guy that won the championship last year drives a 2021 STI. I'm not sure what's done to it. I've only talked to him a couple of times, but very capable driver. And he won his class on day one by this much, on day two by this much. This is the time I set on day one, and this is the time I set on day two. The last event he did run the car. Again, I ran in Pro, and this was pre-sway bar. This is the time he set at the last event, and this is the time I set at that event. So it's a difference of this much, which is probably a lot, but I am very impressed with the rear sway bar. There's still a little bit more room to adjust it, to tighten it up, and then maybe we'll get a little bit more competitive with it. I don't know. What do you guys think I should do? You think I should continue running this car and try to be competitive win-win? And I know that's not popular on YouTube. You want to see everybody fail. Or do you want me to get tires on the C63 and continue entertaining people with just wrestling a bear? Let me know. But on that very positive note, I am very tired. It's been a very long weekend. It's been a very hot weekend. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.